You got a raise. Your boss shakes your hand. Confetti practically falls from the ceiling. You feel like a king. Then you go grocery shopping, and somehow you can afford less than you could 2 years ago. Same job. Same raise. Less stuff. If that's ever happened to you, and statistically, it has, you're not imagining it. You're not bad with money. You've just been quietly robbed by something almost nobody explains properly. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why your paycheck keeps shrinking in real terms, even when the number on it keeps going up. And more importantly, the 3 things you can actually do about it. Stick around, because the last one is the one your employer really hopes you never find out. Here's the trick your brain falls for every single time: we think in numbers, not in value. A $65,000 salary sounds way better than $50,000. 30% more. You should feel richer. But your salary isn't racing against your old salary. It's racing against inflation, the slow, steady price increase of literally everything you buy. And for the last several years, in both the US and the UK, prices have been sprinting while wages have been jogging. Economists call this the difference between nominal wages, the number on your payslip, and real wages, what that number can actually buy. And real wages, for a huge chunk of workers on both sides of the Atlantic, have barely moved in over a decade. Let's follow the money. 3 culprits are doing most of the damage. First, housing. Rent and housing costs in major US and UK cities have outpaced wage growth for years. In some regions, rent alone eats up over 40% of a young worker's paycheck. Your grandparents bought a house on one income. You're splitting rent with 2 roommates and a golden retriever. Second, groceries and energy. This is called shrinkflation, companies quietly shrinking the product instead of raising the price, so you don't notice as easily. Combine that with actual price hikes on food and energy, and your grocery bill has become a monthly plot twist. Third, hidden taxes and fees. Insurance premiums, subscription creep, council tax or property tax hikes, healthcare costs. None of these show up as one big scary number. They just nibble. Individually, small. Together, they explain why a good raise still leaves you feeling broke. Here's the uncomfortable truth: for a lot of companies, giving you a raise that fully matches inflation would mean shrinking their own profit margin. And most businesses just don't want to do that. There's also something economists call wage stickiness. Basically, employers are historically much quicker to raise prices than they are to raise wages. Prices react to inflation almost instantly. Wages lag behind, sometimes by years. And here's the part almost nobody says out loud: the system quietly relies on you not doing the math. As long as the number on your payslip goes up every year, most people don't ask deeper questions. It feels like progress, even when it isn't. Quick reality check: this isn't a personal failure, and it isn't unique to one country. Real wage stagnation has been a documented, widely studied trend across most developed economies since roughly the 2008 financial crisis, with another sharp squeeze during the 2021 to 2023 inflation spike. So if you feel like you're working harder for less, you're reading the trend correctly. This is bigger than your job, your boss, or your budgeting skills. Okay, enough doom. Here are 3 things that actually move the needle. 1. Negotiate against inflation, not against your old salary. When you ask for a raise, don't just ask for a bit more. Ask for a number that accounts for the actual inflation rate since your last raise. Most people undersell this conversation because they're comparing to their own past paycheck instead of comparing to real purchasing power. 2. Stop keeping savings only in cash. Cash sitting in a low-interest account is guaranteed to lose value every year to inflation. That doesn't mean reckless investing, it means understanding that safe, cash savings are quietly shrinking too, and looking into inflation-resistant options appropriate for your situation. 3. And this is the one companies really don't advertise: build a second income stream, even a small one. The entire wage stagnation problem exists because your income depends on one negotiation, once a year, with one employer who has every incentive to underpay you relative to inflation. The moment you have even a small second income source, that leverage shifts back to you. You don't need to become a millionaire overnight. You just need to stop relying on a system that was never designed to fully protect your purchasing power in the first place. Your salary isn't the problem. The gap between your salary and real prices, that's the problem. Now you actually understand why it happens, which puts you ahead of most people who just feel vaguely broke and can't explain why. If this made something click for you, hit subscribe. I'm breaking down exactly how money quietly works against the average person and exactly what to do about it, every week. Next video, I'm covering the one salary negotiation phrase that gets people 15% more. Most people are too scared to say it. See you there.